Hi folks, Dino Bob here in a new year, but not a new park. We're back in California CAPaleopark for this episode, and we'll be introducing the Tyrant of Hell Creek. You all know who that is, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Starting out here behind the entrance building, and this is the Hell Creek portion of the park, and we will head down the path. You can see new statues, new fencing, a water feature on the right, all except for the last are part of working on the park beauty and bringing it up. And the statues, of course, are attractions to bring the rating up for the park. You see a lot of facilities. The facility I threw in some time ago, the other side of the water feature, in the plaza area has been finished out. We're not going to really look close at that. And move along here, and more facilities, restrooms, everything to keep the guests happy and keep that rating up. So we're going to speed up a little bit past the Tyrannosaurus sign. You can see some more facilities approaching on the right. We'll come back to them in the next video. But we're approaching the building for the Tyrant habitat. You can see as we spin, I've used one of the new sort of decal pieces of art, the Tyrannosaurus one. It is a leather hide, but if you paid attention to the title slide, we've used the feathered T-Rex Brumal for this habitat. I don't usually use that one because I don't think the evidence is quite strong enough for that much feathering. Your mileage may vary. So inside is a viewing area of the holding pen for the Tyrannosaurus. You can see one in the distance there through the doorway. That doorway connects the two habitats with the idea that these are two separate habitats, one for the male, one for the female. But for gameplay purposes and not getting dinged for having two of the same genus, connected the habitats open all the time. So we go up the stairs to the main habitat viewing area and take a look at the bars, through the bars actually. And the bars are there to keep a tyrannosaur from lunging in, picking up a snack while the guests Google it. So I don't see a tyrannosaur out there right now. But we'll have some Tyrannosaur footage at the end of the video, so don't despair, you'll get to see them. The building itself is pretty Spartan overall and simple. Tried to have it blend a bit into the landscape and just a wild natural landscape. We'll zoom up a little bit to get a look at it. You can see the fence running down the middle. Well, not really the middle, it kind of curves around toward the back. But the simulation there is that there be those two habitats. Very heavily forested, keep the animals happy, and they seem to be that. So you can see sort of a complex roof structure there. The biggest one, of course, is the animal space, and the lower one at the bottom of the screen is the staff area, which we will see in a little bit. A lot of the fence is supported by cliff area to give a sort of varied terrain elevation to the habitat. It in general gets higher as you go toward the back of the exhibit because that's the way the map is set up. So we're inside the animal area at the moment. You can see the gate between the two sleeping areas. And if we go through the staff viewing area, we get into their functional area. Fairly bare bones, but some of the pieces that you would want to have there for working with these animals, including the caution lines to remind people when they're getting close enough to the animals that they must be cautious. As we cruise along to the other end of the building, you'll see there's a staff gateway out and another new building built in the same style because it's also for Hell Creek. I've got to fix that door. This is a barn building for the Edmontosaurus and the Triceratops, just giving them sleeping arrangements. So I've got, I think, 5 of these stalls. There's an Edmontosaurus departing, and another one playing with the wall, and clipping through things because that's what the big animals do in this game. Just the way it is. So we're going to be finishing up with a little bit of Tyrannosaurus footage. They were cooperative this time and gave me a nearly continuous track, which is cool. My apologies for the voice. It's still pretty rough from the bug I had. Hope it straightens out soon. Anyway, I believe this is our female. It's not particularly dimorphic on this skin. So it's a little hard to tell apart sometimes. And the male coming out, letting his presence be known as he comes into his portion of the habitat. So at the moment anyway, you could pretend this is done properly. The Tyrannosaurs don't share space unless they are in the mating season. So I hope you're enjoying how this park is going. Certainly I've been managing the challenge despite the problem in the Morrison habitat with those very, very hungry sauropods. It's been a little bit of a challenge keeping up with the new park rating system and getting the rating up in the park. So you're going to see a spate of new exhibits in the next few episodes, working our way through building it up to where it ought to be. Much easier than it had been though, so that's to the good. So you notice the sunlight's fading, so it's time for Dinobob to fade as well. You know the drill about liking and subscribing to help the channel out. Make a comment. I'll do my best to reply to it, assuming I understand what you're talking about. And otherwise, next time, we're not totally done with tyrants, but we're done with Hell Creek for the moment till we get some more Hell Creek animals, if and when. So until next time, be well. Take care of each other out there, and I hope you've been having a good holiday season and look forward to you having a new year that's also good and happy. And that's it for me today. Bye now.